in about a month's time.
15 seconds.
So, about 10 seconds to go before the elite field get underway. Tense moments.
3, 2, 1, go.
Well, away they go. Haile Gebrselassie smiling as he gets underway. Quite remarkable. The attitude this man has. Loves his training. Says, why retire when you're enjoying it, when you're still good at your sport? Indeed, he's had a friendly swipe at Lance Armstrong in recent days, saying that Armstrong shouldn't have announced a retirement 3 years ago because it was clearly premature. The American 7 times Tour de France winner has come out in recent weeks and said he's making a comeback. Gebrselassie says, well, why bother doing that? It happens all too often. Don't announce a retirement. Don't give yourself a deadline and put pressure on yourself like that. Just enjoy your sport, and if you feel it gradually wilting over a period of time, then filter your way out of the sport, but don't actually put yourself under pressure.
Well, each one of these athletes will be starting their own stopwatches, their personal watches. They will be careful to note on the kilometre markers all the way around exactly what times they are doing. And incidentally, the pacemaker there is Wilson Keegan of Kenya, alongside Haile Gebrselassie. But just to go back to the masses as the elite get underway, these people are running for various challenges. A challenge to bring money for charities, a challenge against themselves and against the clock. Some will never have run a marathon before, and some will learn a great deal about running long distances here. Training is all very well, but once you get into a race and get people along, of course, surrounded by pacemakers at this early stage, and these mixed races, well, they're interesting in a way, and it gives the female athletes a chance to measure themselves against the males, and you can see that there's a complete array of male and female athletes all running together there. Now, I mentioned earlier that there are 24 pacemakers in these races. Now, some of those pacemakers will be surrounding Mikitenko here, and I was just looking at 2 of them. There'll be Jan Bielk of Poland and Michael Kazitit of Kenya. There are 2 designated pacemakers for Mikitenko here.
Yes, she looked very comfortable there, Mikitenko. Mother of 2, 35 years old now, Mikitenko. Of course, the World Athletics Championships are in Berlin next year. She says she will run in the marathon there.
Gebrselassie is going to have to go it alone, because they're certainly not going to be able to manage. Kamathi's there, look, and Wambai. We've mentioned them both before, and both of them are very, very good athletes indeed. James Wambai. I'm not sure whether he pronounced the K, actually. It's Wambai. James Wambai. Personal best 2:10 in Brescia in 2006, just to tell you his time. So, you know, he's dropped behind here. Here we go, 14:35 then. Well, so that's even quicker. That's 10 seconds. That is very, very quick.
Is yeah, it's actually heading for too fast. That's exactly what I feared. 14:35. It's 9 seconds quicker than last year. Now that might sound very much, 9 seconds, but if you extrapolate, project forwards that 8 times that up to 40k, they're 9 or 10 seconds too quick. It's about a minute and a third, a minute and a quarter too faster than last year. That would suggest he's heading for something like 2:3. So he's on almost exactly 2 hours. Best for her coming in Dubai last January, where she finished in 4th place.
Yep, she ran her first marathon in Germany, here in Germany, in Hamburg, in April 2006. She was second in 2 hours 27, and 6 months later she won her only marathon in Amsterdam, 2:28.26. So developing once again, and I think what we're seeing is a whole new batch of marathon runners developing here post-Olympic Games.
Well, this is a big group that has congregated around these leading women, probably 15 or 18 strong. There is Tafa, clearly very focused on running her own race here, not at all bothered by the other women around her, or I haven't seen a look over her shoulder just yet to see how much company she's got. There's that leading group of elite men who have goodness knows how many outriders and lead vehicles in front of them. But it is a well-coordinated affair, a well-coordinated operation they put on in Berlin. Lovely wide boulevards in a true Napoleonic style almost, that give plenty of room for the vehicles and the athletes themselves. Of course, in coming hour or so, they'll be pouring along this road behind these athletes, and they're tens of thousands.
You know, he's around about the right pace, I would think, for that sort of time behind these lead women.
Yeah, he's been away from the sport for a couple of years as Kasser. I was looking through my reference books last night for any results from him last year, and I couldn't find any at all. And there he is wearing 18 to write a picture. Just beginning to look like he's struggling to me. Bit of a forward lean to the torso, which inevitably means it's harder to bring the legs through. Simple biomechanics.
26 there is Hermann Achmuller of Italy. Identifying some of the athletes. Also up there is Vika Takala, Ronnie Hogstadt, number 41 and 42 are there in that group with the women.
Well, they just went through 22 kilometers. They're on Grunewaldstrasse. Greenwaldstrasse, fittingly too, because Berlin is such a gloriously green city, full of parks and open spaces and surrounded by lakes and forests. It's a wonderful part of the world. The quality of life for Berliners generally very, very good indeed, and they also happen to have one of the world's very, very best marathons.
Certainly in that group, Hussein Awada, Omar Issa of Lebanon. There's some interesting characters here all around. I was looking at their personal times, and this group contains athletes who have bests of around about